It's still a beautiful morning here on the Gold Coast as we're getting things started in round two, heat number 2. Caio Ibelli winding up for a big frontside reverse. Lands backwards and goes down awkwardly on his start. And warm up out of the way. Caio Ibelli matched up with Ricardo, Christie, and Jordy Smith. Thanks for watching all around the world and on Fox. You're watching the Quiksilver Pro in motion for a nice little down carve wrap. Ricardo, Christie setting that rail on the open face again and closes it out nice and clean. Ricardo, Christie, kind of like Leo Fioravanti we saw in the last heat. He's a comeback story. He's already had a rookie season on tour.
Heat wins are so important, especially these early stages. I want to see him get a couple of first round wins and avoid these early eliminations. If he can do that, if he can get some sort of momentum going, a couple of heat wins under his belt, that's a great start for him. I'm thinking Ricardo. I think it's his time. Nothing against Jordy. Gosh, I mean, the guy's, one of the best in the world.
Smith in motion. Beautiful lines on the open face. Extend to slide on the finish. Smith pulls himself up for the completion. Really want me to glass this? I don't think that was a compliment.
All right, Jordy Smith. Hard to bet against Jordy, isn't it? When he's doing stuff like this. There goes that all that training, all that hard work in the off-season that he's been doing to reinvent the way he's been surfing and try and get some wins under his belt. Goes for broke, up and over the top, kicks the tail out. Comes down, falls down in the whitewater, but as that wave breaks, kind of lifted him back up onto his feet.
Here comes Caio. He's got maybe one more ramp left in this one. Here comes the windup. Similar kind of rotation attempt, but loses connection with the board on the takeoff. So Caio, 2 air reverse attempts incomplete. Warm up out of the way. Starting off with a 7.0. Here comes Ricardo, Christie. Just setup work. Now the lip to hit. Great vertical, and now full redirect to fit in a roundhouse cutback. A fun classic maneuver that's been around for ages. Also Ricardo, Christie kind of starting this one off.
You know, you're asking what I want Ricardo to do. I want to see him mix it up a little bit more. I think Ricardo has got his go-tos. I think he's got those really solid frontside snaps.
More on the roundhouse right after this from Jordy. Just casual rhythm for Smith. A little punch out off the top of that section.
Kelly Slater's got an incredible wraparound cutback. I think it's valid. I think it should come back. I think it should be scored highly. To redirect to get yourself back into the power source. Jordy Smith milking this one through, just backing up his...
There's Caio keeping this rotation going here. There's that roundhouse with a big whip on the whitewater. So we're getting a few versions of that move.
You watch Caio Ibelli here on his wave as he comes out on the open face, wraps it round and then bangs it off the whitewater. So it's basically, in a sense, 2 different maneuvers. And if it's done right, I mean, Andy Iron...
So cool to see him move. His airs are powerful. Everything about him. Here comes a nice whip. This guy's sneaky powerful with just his technical ability to read the wave. Caio Ibelli.
Stand the whole morning, like since the warm-ups, I was watching the waves breaking in the heat, so I knew there was a good wave there by the edgy and...
Combo. This was a previous from Ricardo, Christie.
Yeah, Ricardo racing down the line, needs something big here, throws the tail out. See, that's what I want. I want to see something different.
Let's see what happened on this last one from Jordy Smith.
Yeah, nice bottom turn, beautiful opening maneuver right there, faded, and then kind of lost a lot of speed right there, got hooked up in the whitewater, but then brought it through the inside and went, you know what, I've got to do something to make this thing count, which he does, and that's the freakish talent of Jordy Smith. Look at that, tail high reverse, no grab, lands. And you always say, Joe, for such a big fella, he's really agile, he's really loose.
Had highlighted performances at Fiji and J Bay. You know, when the waves turn up, Ricardo turns up as well. Here's Smith. Little subtle drift out the back to start, wrapping cutback. He's got a wedge setting up on the back end. Clear for takeoff. Smith punches the tail to the beach, but can't stomp the landing. But remember Jordy, when he'd wind up on his back end, he obviously has a rodeo down. Backside Supermans that he used to throw in competition. Christie drifting the tail on his finish. 3 straight falls for our surfer from New Zealand.
I think he is too. You can see in him that he's just like, yeah, let's do this. I've found something here. Let's get this done. And this is what we wanted to see from Jordy yesterday, but he's brought it up today in this second round.
We love it, Louis. Watching Jordy in motion. 2 extra liters of volume under his feet right now as he finishes on that Chris Gallagher shape. And really interesting when you think about a 2-liter jump in volume.
It carries through and you can make up for it.
Good man, Luke Egan. Luke Egan, former runner-up in the world, son of a shaper, Sammy Egan, as we watch a finishing move from Ricardo Christie. Power punch there. Caio Ibelli looks strong on the way before as well. 1640. This heat is getting on fire here, Potts. Top turns and carves, and obviously really versatile with his maneuver choice. Great battle continues here. 6.27's the low score of Jordy Smith as he's up again. Covering some ground there on that roundhouse cutback. Climbs the next section. Big bowling closeout. He'll read it off the top and stomps the landing.
There's that carry that Luke was talking about. You know, that flow that, you know, arriving at that last section with perfect timing and speed to make that last maneuver dynamic. And Jordy, it's a light bulb moment, I reckon, for him. He's just going to be thinking, wow, what have I been doing all this time? Look at the flow that he's got out of that turn, straight into the next maneuver, and then watch how fast he gets going through this turn here, picking up speed through that maneuver. Jordy Smith cranking it up. Beautiful positioning, just touching the rail there. Coming out with so much speed. I mean, that was an incredible wave there from Jordy Smith.
Caio Ibelli now setting up his first turn. First snap right on the money, close out section quickly.
There we go.
Trying to get everybody fired up, especially the judges. Caio makes a lot of his own boards right now, riding local shaper Darren Hanley. Get ready for this as he takes on Pedersen Crisanto and Owen Wright in the very next matchup. Caio Ibelli, foam climb down the beach, setting up the lip to hit. He'll blast it shut.
And Caio looking a little sharper as this heat starts to progress.
Ricardo Christie in motion. Setup work down the line. Little layback finishing move for Christie. Jordy still way out in front. 6.93 as his low score.
Caio, those 40's way back into the top 2. Now Ricardo Christie in the hot seat. He needs to crank it up. Needs a 5.21, so not a big score as he jams the tail into the face of the wave there. Let's have a look at the maneuver here in slow-mo. Just kicks that tail out, buries the nose, and then pulls it back out. Great control from Ricardo.
Caio Ibelli sitting in second. Ricardo trying to avoid elimination.
Joe, I thought that 6.93 would have been a lot higher. I thought that was definitely the best wave of the heat from Jordy. Just the flow that he had. The first maneuver was spot on. It was that one wave where he fired himself up, and that's what you got to do, I suppose.
Big layback hack for Ricardo Christie to showcase all the power that he has.
That was better.
Loved how he framed that one up, Potts. Water went to the sky.
Yeah, let's have a look. It's rapid fire right now. Feel sorry for the judges. Big turn there to kick it off, and then right here, jams it in the pocket. That was definitely in a more critical section of the wave. Done with more style, done with a lot of speed as well. Just made it way more dynamic, beautiful body position. Kept his arms a little more quieter, which I liked. Came out of that. As he's going into that next bottom turn, that whitewater's still flying. I mean, you can't think it's Kelly Slater. You never know what he's going to do, but I think this could be it.
Hitting the 5-minute warning. Love a roll in for the former world junior champ, Caio Ibelli. Wrapping cutbacks, got some speed to burn, hits it hard off the roof, but falls.
Yeah, it all started with that first turn. He dug the rail in, it wiped off too much speed.
Representing Guarujá, Sao Paulo, Brazil, not too far away from where De Souza grew up. Watching a quick turn there for Christie. Blowtail on the closeout section, but he can't hang on. Wants to make this showing count as a replacement wild card. Setting up that first hook. Nice clean roundhouse. Ibelli down the line, layback fin throw. Looked beautiful through the lip, but couldn't hang on.
He's definitely going to run out of time, so unfortunately there for Caio.
Ricardo just kicks out just to hold his position of priority over Ibelli. Jordy Smith will get a final wave in, controls the down carve, finds the whitewater sections ahead, and Smith will take the victory. And move into round 3. Ricardo Christie saving himself with a 7-1-3 earlier, and will be losing Caio Ibelli from the Quiksilver Pro. Round 2, heat number 3 coming up next. She'll bring in Ronnie Blakey and Peter Mel for the call right after this.